Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Brand Out, the podcast all about branding. My name is Tony Nash, and we are coming to you as always from the Woodworth building in beautiful downtown Owasso, home to our company azeebranding.solutions, where we help grow your brand from A to Z. Now today's episode is all about personality, how it shows up in your customer experience, how it shows up in your brand, and how it can really make your business stand out. So I want to introduce you to our newest team member who is bursting with personality in the best way possible. And that is the one and only, you know her, maybe you don't, but you're going to soon. And that is Morgan Maddalone. Morgan, welcome to the show.
Hi, Tony. Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
It's so great to have you today. And I thought talking about personality in your brand personality was such a good topic for us to talk about today. Because number one, it's going to give our audience a good chance to get to know you as our newest team member. But also, it played a huge factor into why we ultimately decided to hire you here to be on Team AZ. As you know, because you were there, we recently did a bunch of interviews for a customer experience specialist, and we interviewed a lot of good people. But what stuck out to me was your very approachable personality, very light, very fun. Don't take yourself too seriously, but know how to keep it pro when is necessary. And and then it's also part of your brand in real estate. And so your personality really stuck out to us. And I think I even said to you, like, sometimes you just come across someone who you know is the right fit and you just got to find a way to make it work. And we're still trying to figure out how to make it work here at AZ, but so far, so good. And I hope you're enjoying it. So before I, get into this whole thing, why don't you tell our audience a little bit about Morgan Maddalone?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you. I think that means a lot to me, and personality is so important. So
Truly.
I would say a little bit about me. I'm from Colorado originally. I was born and raised in Glenwood Springs, which is right between Vail and Aspen. We had
California. Beautiful.
Every time. Dumb and Dumber.
It's a great quote.
It is.
If you know, you know.
Yes. It's a great movie too.
Yes.
But moved to Michigan about 3-4 years ago and got into real estate as soon as I moved here. I always knew I wanted to be in real estate, so it was a pretty seamless, I think, transition.
Yeah. Moving
to Michigan and doing it here. I've loved it ever since, and also just love helping people grow. So I think helping businesses grow was just, it was automatically the best next step.
Well, that was my first interaction with you. You moved to town, and I got a Facebook message from a random girl named Morgan Maddalone, and she was asking, hey, my name is Morgan. I'm with Team Jacob at the home office. And I was like, I'm Team Edward, of course.
Yeah.
But I was like, my iPad keeps going off. But you were like, I'm just, trying to find out if you're in the market for a house. And if you need anything, just let me know. And I'm like, well, I did just recently buy a house, but congratulations. We need to get you on the podcast. And then you were like, oh, that'd be great. And then I just ghosted you for like 2 years.
I think it's been 2 years almost to the day.
Then you applied for a job.
And you couldn't escape me.
And now we're here.
Right.
So we finally are doing the podcast.
And that's persistence for you.
Yes. Well, welcome to the show. And then it was a different podcast. So you're like,
right.
You're on the ground floor of this one,
Mm-hmm.
And we're looking forward to the day when you host your own episode. Because the cool thing about Brand Out is everyone from our team hosts episodes. So we're looking forward to the day where Morgan is just, she's sitting in this chair and she's just running the show here at the Brand Out podcast.
Yeah.
So, okay, Morgan. So before we really dive into this topic of personality, I really wanted to give our audience a little bit of a chance to get to know you and see a little bit of your personality. So I have crafted, along with the help of our good friend ChatGPT, I have crafted some questions that I think will, give us a little deep dive into the person Morgan Maddalone, as well as show a little bit of your personality. So are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay. These are super serious questions. So
okay. I'm business.
I want very professional answers.
Yeah.
Okay. You're at karaoke.
Okay.
Put yourself there. Are you ready?
I'm here. I'm there.
Okay. What's your go-to song?
I would say, I think a lot of people would say it's probably going to be Down with the Sickness.
Down with the Sickness.
But I think mine would probably
I would have to hear this.
It's pretty good. I'm going to be honest with you. I think really, though, it's going to be Cowboy Take Me Away.
Cowboy Take Me
It's a
Away.
classic.
That's the Dixie Chicks, right?
Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe I knew that, but I did.
That's impressive.
Okay, number 2. What is your most main character moment to date?
Probably right now.
Right now? This is it?
This is it.
And you're not even the main character.
Well,
you are actually. You are the main character of this episode. So So now the next time someone asks you to that, are you going to call back to this moment?
100%.
Or will it be that moment then too?
I think it depends on the
Depends
moment,
on the
right?
moment, okay.
Yeah.
If AZ was a reality show, you've been here about 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
If AZ was a reality show, what would it be called?
Man, maybe Keeping Up with the Nashes.
Keeping Up with the Nashes, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of us here. We have
'Cause
some family members. It's a family business.
It is.
What is your guilty pleasure song?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I know.
Probably the one from The Hangover, where he's like, "What do tigers dream of?"
What do tigers dream of when they take a little tiger snooze?
That is a great
I
song.
know. It's a good one.
What do tigers dream of
When they take a little
tiger snooze?
Yes.
Do they dream about chasing zebras? I think that's right?
I think it's mauling zebras, maybe.
Do they dream of mauling zebras or Halle Berry in her Catwoman suit? Well, don't you worry, your pretty striped head. We're gonna get you back to Tyson and your cozy tiger bed.
You might. It's your guilty pleasure.
Yeah,
So.
right.
Okay. What is your current phone wallpaper? You gotta show the
I'll
camera.
show. It's Chase and I.
Chase Buckler.
Yeah.
By the way, Morgan's man's name is Chase Buckler, and you have to tell us in the comments if that is not the most country music artist name you've ever heard, and it's his real name.
I think about your name though.
Chase Buckler.
Tony Nash.
Country singer.
No, but
Just like-
maybe. Actually, I could see it.
Yeah.
But
no.
the name that actor we've talked about
Yeah,
this.
people
The
have
actors
told me
change
that.
their name to.
Yeah, like if someone had a fake name like Tom Cruise,
Yes.
like it's a fake name. Like my
Yes.
parents gave me a fake name.
Well, it worked
Good
out.
job though. It's been
Yeah.
working for me so far.
Yeah.
Okay. One word your best friend would use to describe you.
Probably funny.
Okay. You get one superpower for 24 hours. What is it?
Ooh. Probably reading minds.
Reading minds for
Yeah.
24 hours?
Yeah. It
Would
might
you-
hurt my feelings.
Would you tell
but
people that you had this, or would you just like judge everyone in the room?
I think maybe I'd tell somebody, but probably keep it under wraps.
You know, I know this is your question, not mine, but
I want to know your answer.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
I think I never have really considered that one, the ability to read people's minds.
Yeah.
Mine has always been, have you ever seen the X-Men? No. So there's
No.
this guy named Magneto that has the ability to move metal objects with his mind. And like I just think about when I'm in traffic, like the ability to just be able to like move cars out of the way, just go like
Just get where you gotta
that
be.
would be because you've driven with me.
No, I think that
I'm
wouldn't
right
work
up
out.
on the guy in front of me.
You're moving
if I
metal
could just be like,
objects
hey,
with
just
yours.
move along. I wouldn't throw them into the ditch, but just next
Just
lane.
scoot
You know,
'em
like
over.
for some reason they're merging, and now I got to clear. That'd be a great.
I think that's a good
It's
one.
a great superpower.
Yeah.
But I would have to use it for good.
Yeah. I think my
Mm.
answer is just to read minds because I'm nosy.
Okay, but how would you use it for good? Like, are you an evil superhero, or like?
I hope not.
So you would use it for good.
I think so.
Good. What app do you open first thing in the morning?
Probably my email.
Your email app.
Yeah.
Okay. It's the real estate business, right?
That's right. 100%.
What is your favorite emoji?
I think the laughing face.
The
That's
laughing
probably
face?
my most
I
used.
use that one a lot. Yeah, if I went to my recents, that one's probably the one.
I think so too.
Because it's so good because you don't have to say LOL anymore. You know, 'cause
yeah.
LOL is such a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
So now you don't have to say it anymore. You just throw a laughing emoji. For me, it seems more masculine than like, hey buddy, LOL. Like it's just,
Right.
couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Who is your celebrity doppelganger?
I don't know. Who do you think it is? I've heard when I was younger, it was Dakota Fanning,
Yeah,
but when she was younger.
I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah.
Dan, do we have an idea of who Morgan's celebrity doppelganger is? Any idea?
Pressure's on.
I could see a little bit. What is her name? She played in Mean Girls. She was the blonde.
The mean one.
She wasn't the mean one.
Regina?
No, she was the real ditzy
Karen.
blonde. Like
Yeah, she
Yeah,
is. That's Amanda Seyfried.
Amanda Seyfried.
I actually have gotten
I could
that.
see that.
I
could
think
see
it's because
Amanda
we both
Seyfried.
have like
Yeah.
bug eyes, big eyes.
Oh, maybe. Maybe it's the eyes. So, okay. Well, so the last thing then is I did a deep dive on your social media to try to
Okay.
find something incriminating. And you just, Everything is like good. It's a good post. So, there
Okay.
was not too much incriminating, but
Okay.
I did send you
Okay.
something because I know this is a big part of your life.
Okay.
And it's probably something you probably miss being here in Michigan, I would think. So just explain to the audience that will come up on the screen.
Okay.
But explain to them what they're looking at here.
So this is me fly fishing.
It's you.
Me and a fish.
That's so
fish and
convenient that
I.
I picked one that was you.
I know. Yeah. You got lucky with that one. So we take a big trip every year out west, whether it's Wyoming, Idaho, Colorado, Montana, and we go fly fishing and we camp for about a week. And there's no cell service, no electricity, nothing. It's the best week of my entire life because I just get to turn off and go fishing and stand in rivers, have fun, and no cares. It's a good time. So that's a picture of me with a fish I caught
Which is
out
a
in
what?
Wyoming. It's a brown trout.
Oh, you said something different earlier. You said a fimch.
Well, yeah, a finch, F-I-M-C-H.
So hard
a
to say.
finch.
Yeah.
But that's not really the name of the fish. That's just
Oh.
what I call finchin'.
Oh, okay.
I kind of set you up for failure. with
Yeah,
that
because
one.
I was like, that's not a real word.
No, but what's nice about Michigan is they have some really incredible trout streams.
Okay.
It's very different because rivers out west are a lot bigger, so you can wade in them. You have to cast a lot further. But in Michigan, like the Au Pierre Marquette, it's still pretty close by.
Yeah,
so we
those
try
are
and go
beautiful
up.
areas.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Could you maybe teach me how to catch a fish someday? Because I have gone fishing
100%.
probably a dozen times.
Okay.
I've never caught a fish
In your life?
in my life.
Ever?
Never.
Are you lying?
I am not
Is this
lying.
clickbait?
I have been out sometimes for like 2 hours and casting.
Ours is not that long though.
Oh, that seems
That's where we
for
cut it
me
off.
to be quiet, and just that's a long time, dude.
Yeah.
So no, I throw that thing out there. Actually, I feel like I'm pretty good at casting, but
Yeah.
I don't know how to pick the bait or whatever, but and just nothing ever bites. I always feel like I got something and it's seaweed. So it might be where I'm fishing. It's how I'm fishing. Maybe they don't like my scent.
Yeah.
I
They
don't
have
know.
something against you for sure.
Well-
I would say,
Yeah. What's the key here? What am I doing wrong?
well, it just depends, We typically like to do fly fishing, and so it's different than just spinner fishing.
Oh, yeah. That looks
And-
very tricky.
It's so much fun. Because I like to be somewhere where I can just be
It's
silent.
like standing in the stream.
Yeah, standing in the water, no one else is around me, just hanging out. Except in Wyoming, we get insane gusts of wind.
Yeah.
So we'll get like 80-mile-an-hour gusts.
Just throw you into the drink.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever filled your waders up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's gotta be
More
a scary
times than I'd
moment.
like to admit.
That's gotta be a scary.
It is a
moment.
little spooky.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in a big river, but
For sure.
it's the name of the game. You know what I mean?
Okay, Dan, how much can you give us where we're at on time here? Because I want to keep this timely because Morgan and I are talkers and we could go on forever. We're at 15 minutes already.
Just
See,
two Geminis.
we're already into it. So,
chatting.
2 Geminis here just talking. But I think that's a good segue into what we're really going to talk about today is personality, and not just from us as people, although that is a part of AZ, that's a part of your real estate business. When you have an interaction with a customer, they don't necessarily remember everything you said. They don't really remember the pricing you gave them always or the description of the product, but they do remember a good personality. When somebody made the conversation easy and was easy to talk to, understanding. And, I worked in hospitality for 10 years. And when I hired customer facing people, my number one criteria was personality. It had nothing to do with experience. Sometimes too much experience was hard to actually train. So for me, I always look for people with personality because you can train a lot of things, but you can't train personality. So tell us, in your experience with real estate, how important you having a personable presence about you and showing that personality a little bit plays a key factor in making people feel comfortable.
Yeah, I would say, especially when it comes to real estate, I think more often than not, some agents will focus maybe on the monetary value of their clients. And I think I love people. So I love getting to know people, getting to know where they're at,
Me too.
what they want. I think when you have a better understanding of someone, you have a better guide to help them.
Yeah.
Because you almost,
100%.
we've talked about this a little bit, where the more you ask questions, the more you know what they're looking for.
Right.
So to me, I always knew I was going to be in a business where I was talking to people because I genuinely love connecting with people.
Yeah.
So I think the impact that has, just bringing your personality and being kind and having, core values, your morals, and helping someone in that sense, I think, is a huge bonus, because you're right. You can't teach someone how to have a personality or how to have a conversation,
100%.
especially in today's day and age with like social media.
For sure.
People are just behind screens all the time, and there's not as much social interaction.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is so vitally important. Like, it doesn't matter what type of business you're in. If you yourself as the entrepreneur, you're like, I'm not a personable person. I don't like to talk to people. I'm not a people person. That's okay, but you need to find somebody to work for you that is. Like,
Yes.
that customer interaction, that you don't have a business without people. So the ability to connect to people, and you know, sometimes people are so stuffy and like right down the line professional that it almost feels intimidating or uncomfortable to work with them.
Yeah.
And I guess it depends on the business. You know, certain businesses you want someone that's very, you know, like if I'm going to get surgery, like, you know, I probably want someone that's taking that serious. I don't
Right,
maybe
or
want
an
them telling me
attorney.
like, you know, your mama jokes maybe at that time.
I mean, it might
maybe
lighten
after
mood.
the surgery's over, we do that. But like,
Right.
so there are certain cases where seriousness is important, but personality is not just about being goofy or about being funny or silly. Personality is about, like you said, being personable, getting to know the person. I think being genuinely curious helps. Like you said, you like to help people. You like to ask questions. And for me, like what AZ is built on has been helping people grow their brand. And if you ask me if there was one thing I am passionate about in this business, I'm not passionate about building a website. I'm not passionate about designing a new logo. I'm not passionate about making a great video. All those things I enjoy doing. But where my passion comes from is truly helping a business owner meet their goals. Like they come to me and they tell me what their business is about. I'm a branding nerd. I love talking about that stuff. And then when they tell me like, I want to get to this point, or I want to reach these people, or I want to do this, or I want to sell this product, like I love finding the best ways to help them. And so that is done through maybe a website or through great social media or through a great logo or a lot of different ways, and then helping them define even their own brand personality and how that shows through. And so, you know, I think as we've talked a lot about, even since you've been here, about establishing that brand voice. Who is your brand? What is your brand about? What do you want people to perceive, especially if you're going to put yourself out on social media? And I recommend that every business put yourself out on social media. Like it's so important to put yourself out there. And so before you do that, though, you really should determine, how do I want to be perceived? If you want to be perceived as super professional and stuffy and formal, that's okay. There's people that will like that, but then you got to know how to execute that. Because if you're not maybe more down to earth or more silly and you try to be that, it doesn't come through as authentic. And so you probably come across this a lot in real estate, where every realtor has different personalities.
Oh, yeah.
And you might have one realtor that sees someone else doing this, like, oh, that's really working, so I'm going to try to do that too, but it doesn't work because it's not their authentic self. So maybe talk a little bit about how, when you're determining your brand's or your business's personality, you know, you have to know yourself. What is your own personality? But whether you work for a company or whether you run the company and you're trying to determine this personality, talk about the importance of how being authentic and being who you really are, what role does that play in the whole thing?
I would say, you know, when you're passionate about something or you really love to do something, it just comes easier and you don't have to work as hard at it. So one thing I found kind of when building my real estate business is I loved doing the social media aspect of it. I loved having fun posts, reaching out to people. So I think one of the best pieces of advice I got specifically just for real estate is kind of find your one key prospecting tool, whether that's social media, door knocking, cold calling, master it.
Yeah.
And then if you want to add something else on, you can, but kind of, I don't know if anyone has watched Parks and Rec, but Ron makes a comment. He says, you can't half-ass two things. You got to whole-ass one thing.
I love Ron.
So I do
Ron
too.
Swanson. It's a great
So,
all-time character.
I would say definitely choose something that you are passionate about. I think you really had to kind of dive deep and figure out what is
100%.
important to you
Yeah.
and then capitalize on that.
Yeah. And so, you know, if you're doing something that you don't really care about, or you just did it because you found a way to make a quick buck, you might be struggling with this. And so, you know, again, what people have to understand is the physical service or product that you're offering does not necessarily have to be where your passion lies. Like I would talk to this about my housekeepers in hotels. Like you don't have to be passionate about a perfectly made bed or the toilet paper roll being folded just properly or the room being clean. But maybe your passion comes from being that person who provides this great vacation for somebody.
Yeah.
So like maybe you have a business like, I don't care about this product. I don't care about these services. Well, then tie a passion to what you're doing to meet a need for somebody else. How does your product solve someone's need? And maybe the passion comes from that.
Yeah.
And the product or the service is just a means to that end. Like you found a way, like I said, for me, it's to help people grow their brand. And so I've tried to determine what are the best ways in today's world to do that. And that's how we've come up with our stuff. And so maybe you're like a plumber and you're like, man, I just hate plumbing. Like, I don't know why I got in this business. I'm not passionate. I don't care about it. And that's tough. So maybe you got to find a way that what is the services you offer doing for the customer. My mind is going to weird places with plumbing, so I'm trying not to laugh. But seriously, like finding a way that what is the thing that I'm doing, helping my customer with, and then find the passion there. So,
Yeah.
the brand personality, it's the tone, it's the energy, it's the point of view that you're sharing, and not just in person, but really now today in your social media
Yeah.
and how you're putting yourself out there. So we here at AZ, we're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. We even tweet from time to time. We're on LinkedIn. We have email marketing campaigns. We have a website. We write blogs. We have a podcast. So like we are putting ourselves out there.
Right. And in this field specifically, I think that's important because you don't want to say, oh yeah, we focus on marketing businesses, both social media, website, whatever, and then not excel in those areas. Because you're selling that product. So you want to make sure your version of it is the best 100%. Version.
Well, and I think you have to be like platform specific too, because like the personality we show on TikTok, it might be a little bit different than the personality we show on LinkedIn. Right. Because it's a different environment. And so we still are lighthearted and fun on LinkedIn, but the way we present that is maybe a little bit differently. And so again, I think the key is know what your personality is, not you personally. Although if you're the owner of a business, many times your business takes on your personality. But think about how do you want your business to be portrayed? You can invent a personality for your business. It doesn't have to be what you were born with. I was born a Gemini, so I'm just a talker. I like to meet people and I'm very extroverted, but maybe that's not you. You can invent kind of this whole persona for your business. So I wanted to give you a couple of tips.
Okay.
Not you specifically. Sorry. I wanted to give the audience
I was excited.
a couple of tips on how to kind of determine your brand voice, or I'm sorry, your brand personality. So number one, pick 3 words that describe your vibe. Okay. 3 words. Just think of 3 words, some examples like bold, kind, goofy, silly, serious, professional, formal, whatever those things are, and use those words to guide kind of how you post and how you put yourself out there. Number 2, talk like a real person. A lot of times when you're trying to act, like today we have to make a little commercial, and every time I have to like read a script, I find myself like almost like I become a different character.
Yes. Yeah.
Not on purpose. It's just a natural thing. But the key is talk like a real person. On this podcast, we mess up all the time. We say things wrong. We give wrong information. We give statistics that were made up on the spot, like all the things. And then, we put out typos accidentally. Like just kind of understand that you're a real person and you make real mistakes and you do things your way. And so write the way that you speak. Skip the business jargon. You don't always have to be Mr. Prim and Proper or Mrs. Prim and Proper.
Right. Teach their own.
Be clear, casual, and honest. Number 3, don't be afraid to make fun of yourself. I think this is a big one. Like I said, there's been multiple times where we've put a typo out on social media and like a dozen people text me like, hey, you spelled this word wrong. And I'm just like, all right, I'll share it to our story and be like, well, I guess we don't know how to spell. So instead of like going and fixing it and reposting it, just like
make a joke out of it.
People make mistakes. Like real humans make typos.
Yes.
It happens all the time. So I'm not saying there's not a time to be professional and make sure you double, triple check your spelling. But then sometimes like you made a mistake. You said things right. I've seen videos of myself where I'm like, why is my hair like that? We have one podcast episode that I refer to as the boob episode where I'm wearing a dry fit shirt and where I'm behind a table and like the whole episode, like my dry fit shirt is just like cupping, this, I just got a good outline of my pectoral. And I watch it back and I'm like, could nobody have told me that I
Right.
just had a boob the whole episode? But then I just put it out. Like, who cares, right? Everybody
yes.
has a boob. Like, we all have them. And so don't take yourself too seriously, right? Don't take
Yeah.
yourself, because you're always going to judge yourself more harshly than other people. And
Yeah.
even if people judge you more harshly, it's just an insecurity. And so it takes a lot of self-awareness, a lot of confidence, a lot of knowing who you are to say, I'm just going to, we were just taking photos in the back. And I looked at every photo that Beth showed me. I'm like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
But that's me. I'm like, let's just put it out. Like, okay, this is who I am. Like, stop trying to be someone I'm not.
Right.
Number 4, repeat little things people recognize. So the little things that people recognize about your business, the little quirks, the little sayings, that repeat those things. Those are things that are standing out to people. If you have a little, we've been pointing out in here that, like, we here from Michigan all say our O's with like an ah.
Oh man, this has been a
Like
debacle.
Colorado, and you're like Colorado, like
Colorado.
we're like, Colorado, like,
We got to do some ASMR.
yeah, exactly. Do it.
Colorado.
Yeah, see, it's very much more
say it.
soothing. Ours is like Colorado.
It's so great. Colorado.
Two O's, yeah. But like, if someone notices a little quirk,
Yeah.
or a little thing, like, just repeat those things. Let it become part of your personality. And then lastly, show behind the scenes stuff.
Love
Like
that.
right now, people are seeing a very like well lit. We all put our makeup on today. I
Yours
did
looks
not,
really
but
good.
thank you.
Yeah.
It took me a while.
Sure.
We did our hair. We took a shower. We put a clean shirt on, and everything looks nice. But behind the scenes, there's cords everywhere, and Dan's over there with his headphones on, not listening to us. He's supposed to be telling us what time we're at, and I don't even know right now. Like, there's a mess everywhere, but everything you can see in the camera looks great.
Yeah.
But sometimes we just show a photo of the back. Like, look at this is a hot mess, but this is who we are. And so show the behind the scenes stuff, show the errors. We a lot of times we'll do blooper reels. Like Beth gives the best blooper reels when we're doing video content. She just has to repeat it over and over. And so being willing to show those things, I think, is so important to developing your brand personality.
Yeah.
And I know I just rambled a lot there, but if you have anything you want to add to that, you can do that now.
I think everything you said was fantastic. Definitely having kind of the behind the scenes, showing more of a person behind the brand. People resonate with that. They want to resonate. They want to buy from a person.
Right.
And they want to feel connected to the person that they're supporting or the business that they're supporting. So I think showing even the mundane, sometimes not the wins of your business, like that's being real and being truthful and being authentic, provides so much more value.
Yeah, and live video is so popular right now. I see so many
yeah.
people on TikTok just going live, like making pizzas all day. Like, it's just the
chatting.
camera set up and they're just making pizzas and they're talking to the people. Someone's screen printing, or someone's, just sitting at their computer doing their work, and they're interacting with their. I think in the world of, big box corporate retail and restaurants and businesses, I think people want to interact more now today with small businesses and real people. And so now is a time for you to really, you have today what no small business had 20 years ago. Like,
right.
20 years ago, the big businesses thrived because they had access to TV commercials and the money for it. And small businesses were like, well, I could put an ad in the yellow pages maybe. But now you have social media that opens you up to the whole world. For free, you can put your stuff out there every single day, and people just aren't.
Yeah.
They're not posting, and like, so if you're not posting every day, if you're not posting multiple times a day, you're probably not trying hard enough.
Right.
So, okay, Dan, what's our time? 30 minutes. We're right at 30. Okay, so we're gonna kind of run this thing down here, and we are going to do. Well, I first want to give some examples of some businesses that I think really nail this with their personality.
Okay.
Businesses that do such a good job showing their personality. And the first one is Wendy's. Have you seen their Twitter account?
It's hilarious.
It's sarcastic.
Yeah.
Somebody will call them out. They'll call out other fast food restaurants. They'll make fun of them. And people are like, I cannot believe a company who did, but it's worked for them.
Yes.
And it's such a fun way for people to see it. Another one is Starbucks. Their content's a little more curated, but it's personalized, with the name on the cup, with the way that they provide their service and their social media. They give you this idea that, you're going to come in and you're going to get that emotional comfort that cup of coffee is going to bring you. And they've made it like cool. to walk around with a Starbucks cup. Like it's almost like a status symbol, right?
Right.
Like I am the type of person that spends $6 on a cup of coffee, and it means something.
Right.
So they've done a good job showing that.
100%.
Trader Joe's is another one.
They're the best.
Super quirky, helpful, kind of handwritten charm, like
Yes.
not trying to be, a high-end retail, grocery store, even though they have really good stuff. It's really down to earth. You almost feel like
Yeah.
you're going into a farmer's market.
Yeah.
And they've showed that. And then the last one is Apple. I'm a big Apple person, but, sleek, elite, just good products, and their content really shows even the personality of their users, not just the personality of them. So I think those are some companies that do a really good job with it. But I want to end the episode with a little game here.
Oh, I love this.
Where I am going to, it's going to be Name That Brand. And I'm going to give you some personality traits of a brand and describe it a little bit. And then you're going to guess. So there are 10 here.
Wow.
If you get 8 correct, then the next coffee is on me.
I am going to
If you get less than 8, you're on your own. Okay? Like the next coffee is on you, actually.
Okay,
You're going to buy me coffee. Okay? Does that work?
Perfect. That works.
So, okay. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Number 1, this place, I would describe them as trendy, friendly, and practical. It's cool and trendy, but still feels like your go-to store. Cool, trendy, practical, but it still feels like this is my go-to store.
Can I have a hint? Is this a clothing store?
That was all hints.
Yeah, but 2 of the hints were the same.
I don't know what else to say.
Okay.
I don't. It's not
Cool, trendy, practical.
It's a big box store.
Target.
It's Target. Yes, Dan got it. Okay.
Well, Dan.
All right, we're off to Dan helped you with the first one, so we're off to a good start.
I phoned a friend for that one.
Number 2, this brand is confident, playful, and bold. She loves glam, owns her story, and isn't afraid to wear pink.
Barbie.
Barbie, you got it.
Got it.
Okay.
Nailed it.
What were you going to say? Victoria's Secret. Okay.
Get your head out of the gutter.
This one, driven, empowering, intense. Just do it energy and everything
Nike.
they do. Nike, good
Easy.
job. All right. Minimal, elite, creative. Sleek and smart, but not trying too hard.
Apple?
Apple.
Whoa.
Okay. So right now you're 4 for 4. All right. This is weird, comfortable, but unapologetic. This shoe brand knows it's not for everyone and leans into that because they offer charm to show your own charms to open your own personality, right? Crocs.
I love Crocs.
All right. It's cool because they know that they're weird.
They're the best.
They know that but they're not. They don't apologize for that, and they are very comfortable.
Yeah.
But I refuse to wear them. All my kids have them.
What if Jordan made Crocs?
Air Jordan Crocs.
Would
like
you
a
wear
collab?
those? Yeah.
I could probably consider that.
That is ridiculous. Okay.
I could probably consider that. Okay, this next one, extreme, youthful, edgy, lives on adrenaline and gives zero chill.
Extreme, youthful, edgy, lives on adrenaline, and gives zero chill.
No chill.
No chill.
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking like Gatorade.
No,
What
it's
is
Red
it?
Bull. Red Bull. Damn, I had that one. Okay, so you got to get at least. Well, you got 4 left, so there's a chance for you to still fail here. Okay,
I feel like you're kind
you
of
can only
banking
get
on
2
my
more. You
failure.
can only get 1 more wrong. Well, you can get 2 more wrong.
No, one.
1.
'Cause you
Yeah,
said
you have to
8.
get 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Warm, adventurous, thoughtful. This company wants you to feel at home anywhere you stay.
Airbnb.
Airbnb.
Nice.
Okay. Chic. This one's tough. Might not be for you. I don't know. Chic, empowering, experimental. It's a beauty playground with big sister energy.
Sephora?
It is Sephora. Good job.
Thank
Wow.
you.
I would have never got that one.
Well,
If you don't get this one, I'm going to be highly disappointed.
I feel like it's going to be easy.
Purposeful, rugged, ethical. Definitely not AZ. Wears fleece and fights for the planet.
Wears fleece and fights for Patagonia?
Patagonia.
Yeah.
That's a Colorado brand.
Colorado.
Colorado. Okay, last but not least.
Okay.
You got to get this one.
Well, I won. Even if I missed this one.
That's
No,
true.
because I missed the other one.
No,
Yeah,
you have 7.
Okay.
No, you have 8 already. You have 8. You've
Okay,
won.
this is
You've won the
bonus.
coffee, okay? All right.
Best day ever.
This one, classic outdoorsy. I would refer to myself as indoorsy. Classic outdoorsy, laid back, loves fly fishing, flannel,
Orvis.
and tradition. Orvis. That is correct.
That is my
9 out of 10. Studio audience, round of applause. Great job, Morgan. Great job. Okay, so before we wrap this thing up, put a bow on it. Is there anything else you think we haven't covered that we should tell the audience, the people listening? We get a lot of business owners, a lot of brands that follow us. And is there anything that you would want to tell them that they should really consider when thinking about their own brand's personality?
I think everything you said was fantastic. I think number one is just figure out who you are, what you want your brand to be, and lean on that. I think you nailed it.
Well, thank you.
You should host a podcast.
I'm thinking about it. We're going to call it Brand Out. And it's going to be about growing your brand.
I don't love that.
Well, Morgan, thanks for doing this. This was
Yeah.
fun. I'm excited. We're going to do this a lot more.
Okay.
The idea is everyone here has to host or come up with, they don't have to host it, but they have to come up with 2 podcast ideas a quarter.
Okay.
So we haven't put that on your plate yet because you're still in training, but I'm looking forward to the day where you think through a podcast and, host your own. Maybe I'll be your guest or, someone else, but it'll be fun.
It'll probably be on linguistics.
Good. That's something that a lot of people are really,
really curious
waiting
about.
to hear a podcast
Yeah, I know,
about.
on the edge of their seat.
Because it's trending. When is someone going to do a podcast on
Please, can
linguistics?
someone start it?
I have been waiting my whole life for this. Okay, and if you have a linguistics podcast, let us know in the comments. But in all seriousness, if you're listening today and you've gotten this far with us, we appreciate it. Give us a like, give us a share, a comment. Let us know what you think. What did we miss? What are the things that stuck out to you? Stuck out? What are some things that stuck out to you or stuck out? Stood out or stuck out?
I mean,
what are some things that stood out or stuck out or stand out with your brand out? What are some things that stood out to you today about this? Are you showing your brand? Man, I'm struggling with this. Are you showing your brand's personality? Have you determined what it is? Do you know what it is? And so I would say if you don't know what it is, kind of try to start thinking through what. I'm really, this one's giggling in the background. Start thinking through what you want to be, how you want to be perceived as. And if you need help with that, she's cracking up. A camera vey to Morgan just laughing right now. Let's show the audience what's happening behind the scenes.
Okay.
This is real. This is real podcasting right here.
I'm locked in.
We're not cutting any of that out. That's going in the podcast, which is a perfect example of saying, be willing to make fun of yourself. Be willing to have fun. Let people see. This might look prim and proper, but it's just 2 people talking about something that we love, that we're passionate about. And that's what showing your personality is about. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. And so if you need help figuring out, I don't know my brand voice, I don't know my brand personality, reach out to us. You can reach us at azeebranding.com. You can message us on any of our social media platforms. You can Google us. We have a phone number, so are happy to take a phone call from you. But we want to help you grow your brand. And so, again, thanks for coming along on this journey. Morgan is still laughing in the background. Now she's got Dan giggling over there. And this has been a great time. This has been a great time. There's tears of joy coming out of her face.
This was
I
fun.
hope that what's happening right now with whoever's editing it, that my voice is what you hear, but the camera is on Morgan because this is pure podcast gold right now. So, again, thanks for watching. Remember to just get out there, keep doing what you do. Reach out to us if you need help. Thanks for watching Brand Out. We loved having you here. We'll see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.
If you enjoyed this content, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. We want to connect with you. Drop a comment, share your thoughts, and let us know what brands you want us to break down next. Follow us on social media for more branding insights, and remember, keep building, keep branding, and always brand out.